Previously on Bollocks.
Bollocks. Danny Jordaan, SAFA president. Danny, you there?
Good morning. How are you?
Good morning, Danny. Yeah, it's been a lively 24 hours in the PSL. Lots of good news coming out of SAFA, despite the record 5-0 defeat at the hands of Brazil, who you said to me, the first thing you said to me on the phone after that game was Brazil were awesome, and I can only agree. I mean, when you play Brazil, it's going to be tough. Danny, what can you tell us about the future for Bafana in the light of the Daily Sun saying that Shakes Mashaba would take over the side after the World Cup? Not that I believe them at all. What can you tell us?
Well, no decision has been made on the coach. I've said before that Gordon's term, his contract will come to an end in June, and then we will make the evaluation and make the announcement. You know that in September, October, and November is the almost back-to-back dates for qualification for Morocco 2015 AFCON, and therefore the coach must be in place almost immediately in July.
That's right. Now, Danny, why would the Daily Sun, which sells a lot of newspapers in this country, why would they say that Shakes Mashaba, our under-23 manager, who did win the CASAFA under-20s recently, why would they say that he's going to get the job, but he's definitely going to get the job? I heard he might be caretaker if Gordon parts ways with Bafana before the World Cup. Is there any truth in that?
No, I don't. There's no reason for Gordon and SAFA to part ways. He served his contract. It's important that when we sign contracts that we honor it, both parties. Yeah. And from our side, we will honor Gordon's contract. He must serve his term, and we want him to do so. We must create a different environment around the coach. We cannot create instability and uncertainty. But Shakes Mashaba, of course, has done well with the under-20 team, won the CASAFA Cup. 3 of those players who were in his team are now in the starting lineup of PSL club, doing very well. So he's done well. But as I say, no decision has been taken. The matter was not even tabled anywhere.
Good stuff, Danny. Danny, you've got Nike on board. I like the white shirts. I like the Nelson Mandela number on the front of them against Brazil. I think everyone was pretty happy with the way that white shirt, an interim shirt, has gone down. What can you tell us about the next kit? I think there's going to be a kit launched in November, and about future SAFA or Bafana sponsorships.
Well, we are working very hard. We're going to announce next week a sponsorship for the youth competitions. You know that we brought back the interprovincials. We have the under-17 interprovincial in the Northwest, and then the under-19 interprovincial for boys in Bloemfontein, and for girls under-19 or women under-19 in Modimolle in Limpopo. And out of that, we will select the under-19 or under-20 national team. It's just to broaden the base, and all of the coaches will be there as talent identification processes. Yeah. And then we will have our youth coaches and start the programs. It's important that the under-17, under-20 team plays regularly. Of course, the next target is under-17 African Cup of Nations, yes, and under-20, as well as the under-23 Road to Rio, the Rio Olympics.
Yeah, no, exactly that. The Olympics coming up as well. It'd be nice for us to get a side there. We've had some of our best moments in Olympics, I think, when you look back at it.
But I think it's Banyana that we want to get the 2015 World Cup. And we're making an announcement today on the Banyana coach, as well as the program for Banyana. And I think that Banyana has a good chance to make it to the World Cup and the African Cup of Nations. And so we must get the team back on the road and get it ready for those qualifications that comes up.
Okay, I just worry. I mean, I've heard that it's a European coach. Is there any truth in that coming to Banyana?
Well, we said as a matter of principle, we want a woman coach for the women team.
Yeah.
That is a matter of principle.
Yeah.
And then the second question we'll ask, where can we find a woman? with a sufficient experience and qualification to coach Banyana to take them to the level that we want them, namely the Olympics 2016 and 2015 Women's World Cup in Canada. Yeah. And that is basically what was considered. You know, it's very difficult to have a man coaching a women's team. And if you've been in the dressing rooms or know what's going on in the dressing room, it is just appropriate that you have women coaches for women teams.
Yeah, no, funny enough, I've been involved in that, you know, right down to junior sides and upwards, whether you have a man in charge shouting and screaming at the women or whether you have a woman in charge that's played at a good level. And I think as women's football goes on, we have more and more women involved at a good level. And no, I don't mind you guys bringing one in. All I'm worried about, Danny, is that we've lost 3-1 to Nigeria's third team and 5-0 to Brazil in our last two games, and we're doing a big presentation for Banyana. But everyone, I mean, I know what you're saying, that nothing's been done about Bafana's coaching role. There's some kind of inquiry going on about Gordon Iggeson's role. But I just feel like we need some kind of answer as to what is going to happen with South Africa's men's football, the number one stream. I see Malawi pulled out of AFCON yesterday. We need to know that by the time the World Cup finishes, we've got big qualifiers in AFCON coming up. Who's going to be in place? Are we speaking to Carlos Queiroz? Is that true?
No, I think Carlos Queiroz is focusing on his team, Iran, for the World Cup.
Yes.
And I don't want anyone to blame South Africa if they don't meet their objectives. So leave Carlos Queiroz, let him focus on his team, and let us all wish his team the very best in the World Cup. I think that we said very clearly that the World Cup will come to an end. We have a current coach, and then if they remember, we have a technical committee led by Natasha Chiklas, would include Buddha Matata there from the Legends, include Lucas Radebe, Greg Marcillo, and many other coaches. And they will discuss this matter. And if they think that they must look at the coaches coming from the World Cup, they will do so. And we will then hear from him. But at this stage, those meetings have not happened. And Gordon is a coach, and so we must support Gordon.
Agreed, Danny. Agreed. Can we expect any new sponsorships coming up in the next few months? You don't need to give me names or anything, but is there more coming?
Yes, there will be more announcements made, and we are working very hard.
Yeah. Okay, Danny. Listen, thanks a million, mate. Yeah, we'll keep on to you. We'll keep hoping that we come up with a great solution for Bafana, and good luck with your Banyana announcement later. I hope that goes well.
Thank you very much.
Cheers, Danny.
Thanks. Bye.
Balls.co.za. Visual Radio.